Hey everybody, what's going on? August is coming to a close, slowly but surely. And I got some sheets of plywood on the wall. I'm going to show what I got going on here. Got my walls plumbed up, got them rack plumb. I put a brace on to start with. And now, before I get on to the actual sheathing, I want to show a couple tips here. When I plumbed this side up, I knew that this side was going to be nice and plumb as well, and there's a reason for that. And the same thing's going to happen the whole way around here. There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, I know I got a nice level and flat space or flat floor to start working on. Second thing, and a lot of this stuff was grilled in my head. My brother's fanatic about this. Second thing, I got all my plates exactly the same length, nice and nice and straight along the floor here. Snap lines everywhere. Even especially here, like where the garage door stopped for 9 feet here. But I struck a line from corner to corner, and that keeps this middle section right in line with everything else. So we got level here. Our top plate and our bottom plates are exactly the same length. And we have all our plates. You want to get all your plates, and the plates coming together are more important than the end stud coming into the corner really here. This one is still gapped a little bit right here, but that's not really a big deal. I could drive this nail in with a hammer and close this up. This has a gap in it because I purposely left this set back about 1/16 of an inch on this end stud. What that does is it lets the bottom wall plate and the top wall plate come nice and tight. If this stud was sticking out the other way, it could hold these plates apart, and when you go to plumb your walls up, you might plumb one side up and then the other side will be out of plumb. So you want to get all your plates super tight together. If you can see up top here, that top plate is nice and tight together. The double plates are all on. So basically, I racked this wall by hand, got it all nice and plumb on this side. I put an angle brace here, and then I checked the other side, and it was dead on. So I knew that was all good. So I got all my plates nice and tight around here. Started putting the sheathing on here. If you look down along here, I mean, I can see it. I got one little dip in, even with 24 inches on center. This zip sheathing, it stays really flat. If you're ever putting sheathing on, if you've never done this before, you don't want to put this stuff tight, especially on a roof. Like even where the sheets butt in together, I left like I'll put a 16 penny between here. That lets room for expansion and contraction. The actual sheeting itself, this new stuff, it actually has a small tongue on each of the strength axis. The strength axis goes this way, and that's the way you want to run this stuff along. When you're running it, the strength axis should be perpendicular to your studs or to your roof trusses or whatever. But the strength axis of this zip sheeting has a small tongue here, and then the other side will have a small tongue, and that'll put about an 1/8 or 3/16 inch gap between them. That lets room for expansion. If you've ever driven by a house on a hot summer day and you looked at it and the sun was shining on it, and you could just see every sheet of plywood just outlined on it, more than likely all those sheets of plywood were crammed tight together. And what happens when they expand, they buckle up a little bit all around the edges. So if you see every sheet of plywood on a house, that would be my guess. If you rip the shingles up there, you would find those pieces of plywood smashed tight together. So if you've never done this stuff before, if you're putting something on a roof, especially on a roof, when they get baked hot, they'll expand and contract. Leave a space around your plywood. Space is better than no space. All right, so let's get the rest of these sheets on the wall, and then we'll be setting some trusses. All right, so that's about it for the building on this episode. I have been complaining about all the dry weather, and now we're getting our dose of rain when I start building, but that's all right because I mean it was bone dry here. I'm just going to go back here to the garage and show you a couple of things that got accomplished. I got a good majority of the sheathing on here. I basically went around and just hand nailed and hand tacked everything on, and then I came back later with an air nailer and just hammered them on. But got almost all of that done. This side here I stopped a foot shy because now that the trusses are up, we set the trusses today. A couple buddies, my brother-in-law came here and helped me set these trusses, which that would have been a tough job by myself, but that's why I stopped the sheathing foot shy here. Now I'll be able to just finish that straight on up there. So got to put the fascia board down there, and then we'll have a 1 foot overhang the whole way around the thing. What else we got going on here? All the wall bracings. I'll be able to take these wall bracings down, and I'll probably run 2 rows of lateral bracing down along the trusses here, and that'll help support the front wall and the back wall, keep them nice and straight and everything, keep all the trusses straight and give them a little extra strength. Plus all the lateral bracing, lay those all out 2 foot on centers as well, and that'll keep all the trusses 2 foot on center. So if I do get the money and the time to hang some sheetrock or whatever on the ceiling, all the sheetrock will hit layouts as well. So here's a good way to straighten things up. If you can see that string up here, that string is set at 1/2 of an inch away from the wall on this end, and clear on the other end is set at 1/2 of an inch. And when we put the bracings on, actually my daughter was here to help me out doing that. Basically, you get the wall to 1/2 of an inch as well in a couple different sections, and that's just a really good way to straighten stuff up. I'll be doing that going up these gable ends on the fascia boards as well, because that's one of the places where you can really sight something and see if something's really crooked. Thanks again for taking a couple minutes out of your day to check out these garage build videos. Like I said, the next one's coming up. It's gonna be fascia boards, and then we'll do the sheathing on the roof, and then we'll get some shingles on this baby. And then I also have garage doors for here to put up as well, but one thing at a time. Got to keep it going here. All right, thanks again for watching, everybody.